Some of the most innovative and exciting research being done on drones is being done right here in Oklahoma. For a variety of reasons, our state is poised to become an international center in the development of unmanned craft. Steve Shaw reports on a unique partnership in southeastern Oklahoma that is already producing fascinating results.
Daisy Ranch sits 20 miles southeast of McAllister. It's 25 miles long and stretches across 44,000 acres. Choctaw Nation owns it. 2 years ago, the Federal Aviation Administration chose Daisy as one of 10 national test sites for unmanned aircraft exploration.
We were the first and only tribe selected for a program like this, so we made history.
James Grimsley holds an OU aerospace engineering degree, and he directs Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma's advanced technology initiatives. What they're working on here isn't just unmanned drones. Think bigger.
The term flying car is somewhat of a misnomer. Really, what we're looking at in urban areas are flying taxis. Basically what helicopters could have done, except helicopters are noisy. They have a lot of issues operating in urban areas. There's a lot of constraints on operating in helicopters. These systems can operate a little differently, more quietly.
Most helicopters fly with a single rotor. The air taxis being conceptualized at Daisy Ranch would fly with 6 to 12 rotors and weigh 4,000 to 10,000 pounds.
The neat thing about this is I do believe with the way we're moving that we're going to see more sophisticated operations of piloted and manned vehicles that are electric powered first. We're within about 5 years of seeing in some areas like Dallas and Dubai and Australia and other areas where we're going to see some regular operations, regular taxi-like operations. And that is because there's a clearer regulatory path to get toward operating these types of systems with an operator and with a human on board. We're still a few years away from, it's a little farther away before we start to see things like drone delivery. We're seeing a smaller system that does not have an operator on board or human on board delivering things like maybe your pizza or your pharmaceuticals, prescription medications, or even, health devices.
He says all that's coming in the next 10 years.
How big are these air taxis that you think are going to be in Dallas in the next 5 years?
I think they're going to range anywhere from maybe 4,000 to 10,000 pounds, depending on the payload capacity. There are around 70 companies around the world that are very actively working on this.
Grimsley says there are currently around 200 versions of what air taxis will look like.
A lot of ways it looks like the early automobile industry where we, in the United States, I think we had at one point something like 700 automobile manufacturers ranging from, small garages all the way up to, Ford Motor Company. We're sort of in that stage now where we have 70, and it's probably going to grow.
Over at Will Rogers Business Park in Oklahoma City, San Diego-based Kratos Defense and Security Solutions is working on some interesting unmanned drones of their own. This is known as the Valkyrie XQ-58A. For those who have seen the legendary movie Top Gun, think of the Valkyrie as Goose to an American or Allied fighter jet pilot.
What it allows him to do is remain safe. He's in the cockpit of his very exquisite fighter jet. The Valkyrie then becomes a level of defense or a layer of defense for him that can be alongside him, flying in formation like Goose and Maverick, or who can fly at some forward projected position.
Unmanned Systems Division President Steve Fendley says Kratos expanded here from San Diego 3 years ago, not only because of the tax breaks, they needed the airspace, and
we looked at the availability of the right type of workforce we need, which is a mix of engineers, program managers, manufacturing personnel with some pretty specialized skill sets, and it all really fit in Oklahoma.
Go Sooners.
Kratos employee Max Atteberry graduated from Washington High School in 2012 and holds a mechanical engineering degree from OU.
Kratos is just doing some really cool stuff. You don't see it anywhere else in Oklahoma. We're building, military-grade drones and aircraft, and that's something I've never seen before.
Within the past year, Kratos has doubled its workforce here at its Oklahoma City location from 50 to 100 employees.
We'll grow at least another 25 in the coming year, and we really feel good about several other programs that we're bidding on as we speak that will expand it even further.
Oklahoma Commerce Department Executive Director Brent Kisling says the state's aerospace industry now employs 200,000 people and has grown to a $44 billion economic impact each year.
We've announced some big expansions lately. Mint Turbines, which is located out in Stroud. This is not just an Oklahoma City and Tulsa industry. Mint Turbines in Stroud just announced a pretty significant commercial contract of redoing airplane engines. You have Aircraft Structures International up in Enid that continues to grow. All across the state, we're seeing aerospace play a significant role in our economic growth.
Steve Shaw, the Oklahoma News Report.
Steve, thank you. And here's a little mythology for you. The Kratos Defense Company says it took its name from the Greek god of war. Kratos was also known for his great ability to defend those he cared about.